He broke his neck, he broke his back, he broke 4 vertebrae, he crushed discs, he practically severed his arm, and his leg was, badly injured.
He was in danger of losing his life, and I think he knew that.
They didn't think I was going to live, and then once I made it through a couple days, they decided that they didn't think I would ever walk again, and I promptly told them that was not correct. And with the help of Cardinal+Hill, I was able to actually walk out of here on my own power.
Winston spent a month in the hospital and had 8 surgeries. He came to Cardinal+Hill for therapy with his right arm in an external fixator and with muscular and nerve damage to his right leg.
Anything that we did, we had to remember we couldn't bear weight on the leg and we couldn't use the arm. So everything had to be tailored around that.
Therapists worked with Winston on the basics, on how to take care of himself with his new physical limitations, and the family was involved in his therapy.
We tried to help, and we wanted to know what to do when he was released from here.
We also did a home visit, which I think is very important for someone like Winston, and for people to know that we don't just work with the clients here. If need be, we're going to go into their home to evaluate it to see what recommendations we can make.
Winston did learn how to live independently with the use of only his left arm, but he made a decision that many of us would not be able to face.
The arm wasn't working, by having it taken off and going with prosthetics. I wasn't going to lose any function. All I had to do was gain.
When he came to me an outpatient, his arm had already been removed. The sutures were removed. The scar was set. So the things that we worked on as we waited for his prosthetic limb was we strengthened the residual limb.
Typically when you first get a prosthetic, it's going to be an antiquated body-powered style. The one that I have is a little bit different. It's all robotic. It's called a Boston elbow. There's a socket that goes over my stump, and there's sensors mounted in it that pick up the muscle movements in my bicep and tricep.
The robotic arm in itself is very high-tech, and you have to use a firing sequence of the muscles that are available. So we had to learn how to fire certain muscles at a certain speed and then be able to back off of it.
His goal was always to live as independently as possible and to continue doing what he enjoyed.
Winston was one of those fellows who had a very similar accident, lost the use of his right arm, and wanted to figure out how to get back to shooting and shooting the bow, and that's how I met Winston. I've got 30 years of trying to figure out how to do certain things. And so I'm saving these people hopefully 10, 15 years of figuring stuff out and saying, here's how you do this. And Cardinal+Hill knows that, and they bring me over, and I'm tickled to death to be able to do that. He had called me and asked me, well, how do you do this, how do you do that? And I said, Winston, you're going to have to figure out things for you. But he was very inquisitive, as usual. He wanted to figure out how to do these things.
I hit my first target, so that felt pretty good right off the bat, and kind of taken it to the next level and gone back out to bird hunting and everything on my own now. And
Everyone was so positive, and it was just a wonderful experience, and he learned so much.
We feel very happy, very fortunate that this facility is here, because not a lot of communities have a facility like this. So
I love what I do, but when I have a client that excels like that, I'm just ecstatic.
Walking, that was my biggest goal, right after the wreck had occurred and everything. And if it hadn't been for Cardinal+Hill, if I had just gone from UK hospital straight home, I don't know that I've ever would have learned to walk again on my own. I lacked the equipment, I lacked the knowledge, and more than anything, I would have tried to push myself too hard and I probably would have hurt myself worse. I owe so much to Cardinal+Hill, I don't even know where to begin.